Okay, it's recording. It's recording. Hi kids. I decided to make a video answering your questions that you wrote to me in your nice letters. By the way, I really liked your pictures you drew for me. Those were very nice. Thank you. So my wife Wendy was going to ask me the questions and I will answer them. So, and here's Henry. This is my littlest dog, Henry. Hi. This is Colt. He's not really my dog. He's just visiting for a few days. And this right here, this is Campbell. Oh, she's a portly little dog. She waddles when she walks. Where's Oscar?
He's outside.
Oscar will be along shortly, I'm sure. Anyway, Wendy's going to ask questions now.
Dear Mr. Kevin, do you have a 2-story house?
I do not have a 2-story house. I have a 1-story house.
How old is your house?
My house is... How old is my house?
7 years old.
7 years old. Just as old as Juliet is.
How old are your dogs?
My dogs... I do not know how old my dogs are. How old are my dogs?
Campbell is 9.5.
This is Campbell. She's 9.5. She's older than you kids.
Henry is 5.
Little Henry dog's 5, and Oscar is the oldest.
Oscar is 10.
Oscar's 10. That means he's 70 in dog years. How old is Colt? Do we know how Colt is?
We don't know how old Colt is.
Yeah, we found him wandering the streets, so we don't know how old he is.
Let's see. Do you have a pool at your house?
I do not have a pool at my house, but I hope to someday.
How old are you?
How old am I? I am, let's see, what am I, 38? Yeah, I'll be 39 this year. So old. So old. Looks like I have a bush coming out of my head. I need to scoot over. Ugh. Next question, please.
What does Idaho look like?
Well, Idaho, most of Idaho is full of trees and mountains, but the part we live in here is called the high desert, and it has lots of rolling hills and rock formations. Mrs. Haydon can show you some pictures on my Facebook of what Idaho looks like, where I went hiking.
What was the mountain called?
The mountain where I went, it wasn't a mountain exactly where I went, like to go climbing. It's called Jump Creek. There's a big canyon. It's a very deep canyon, and there's a waterfall. Very pretty. Your breath stinks bad. Yes.
Do you know how to snowball fight?
I do know how to snowball fight. I'm not very good at it. I always lose.
Do you have Easter?
I do have Easter once a year, oddly enough.
Let's see. Do you have a well?
I do not have a well. I did at my last house. Keep them coming there, Wendy. Keep them coming.
Do you know how to snowboard?
I don't know how to snowboard. Anything that involves strapping something to my feet, I don't do good at. I fall down.
What are the colors of your dogs?
This dog here is this color.
Which is the same color?
Which is the same color as all my dogs, except Colt over there. He's a darker color, but again, he's not our dog.
Do you climb mountains?
Sort of. Small, tiny mountains.
Do your dogs go crazy when they meet new people?
Oh, the last question was, do I climb mountains? Yes, I do climb small, tiny mountains. I don't know if you could hear her or not. My dogs go very crazy when they meet new people. Oh, so crazy. Campbell does this.
Do you have a 3D television?
I missed that one. I don't have a 3D television. I have a regular old TV with rabbit ears. It's right there. All see? Rabbit ears.
Boing, boing.
Not really rabbit, not really ears, but we call it rabbit ears.
Do you have games on your Xbox 360?
Sure do. Whole pile of them. But I don't ever have time to play them.
How high are the mountains?
The mountains. Oh, which mountains?
The mountains.
The mountains here are pretty high, except the ground at the bottom of the mountains is also kind of high, so the mountains don't look that high. But they look a whole lot higher than any mountains we have in Texas, which is none. So they look really big, actually.
Let's see. What is your new job?
My new job, I am leaving in a few weeks here because I'm moving to Texas. Yay! Me and Wendy are moving to Texas because we loved it there so much. So the new job I'm leaving now is I print pictures of people and then we ship them to their families so they can have pictures of them. My new job in Texas, I do not know yet, but I'll get one and I'll tell you then, maybe.
Do you like birds?
Do I like birds?
Mm-hmm.
I do. I love birds. That's why I make bird noises.
How many sounds can you make?
47. That's not true. I can make more than that. I just don't want to make them all right now.
Let's see.
Next question, please.
I'm looking for one. Let's see. How old are you? Did you spend your whole life in Idaho?
I did not spend my whole life in Idaho. I've spent about half of my life in Idaho. Off and on, back and forth. The other half of my life, I lived in Washington, the state, not the D.C., Washington State. It's at the top left of the United States map.
The next question is how old I am.
The next question is how old is Wendy? It's not polite to ask a lady's age.
Let's see.
Plus, I can't remember.
What does your name mean?
My name, is this from Cimarron?
This is from Simran.
Oh, that's nice. My name means kind one. What does Cimarron's name mean?
It means peace and metate. I don't know what that says.
Meditate?
Meditate, yeah.
Yes, her name means peace and meditate. It's a very nice name.
Do you have a Nintendo DS?
I don't have a Nintendo DS. I used to have a PlayStation PSP, but I don't anymore.
How often do you go hiking?
As often as I can, which isn't very often, but I'd like to go every weekend. I went last weekend. It was awesome. Very, very awesome.
Do you like Idaho?
I do like Idaho. I love Idaho. But I'm going to move to Texas anyway.
Do you hike in the snow on the mountains?
I hiked in the snow a couple times. It wasn't as much fun. My feet got really cold and it's slippery. So, no, I don't.
How cold does it get there?
It gets, what, into the 20s sometimes?
Sometimes it gets down to like single digits.
Yeah, sometimes it gets down to like
8.
8 degrees. That's pretty cold.
Yeah. How often does it snow here?
Oh, it usually snows maybe a couple times a year in the winter time. Lately, though, it hasn't really stuck around. It just snows and then it melts. Yeah.
Are you coming to read to them again?
Well, when I get there, school will be out, so I might come read to Mrs. Haydon's class again, and if some of you fail or something like that, just kidding. I might see you around there, but I'd like to come read again. with your new teachers or something, and I'll come read to your class. We'll see. I'm not sure. You with me?
Does it ever snow when it is spring, summer, or fall?
Yes.
Not in the summer.
Not so much in the summer, but sometimes in the spring or fall, it still snows. Not usually, though. Just in the winter most of the time.
That's all the questions.
And that is all the questions. So, I hope you enjoyed this video of me and my dogs. And have a good day. Keep reading your books and learning to write. Your letters are really good. And be good to Mrs. Haydon. Okay, bye kids.